Seriously, what are you waiting for? Let's talk about it. Well, hello. I feel weird. Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Tequila Hour. My name is Amanda. It's been, I don't know, how many weeks? A couple of weeks? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It is Sunday. I had to look at my phone. It's Sunday the 20th. Yeah, that's a thing. It's Sunday. It's the 23rd of November. Can't believe it. 2025. In Australia, in New South Wales, in the secret location. If you know, you know. I need to stop looking at my phone because that's what I'm doing as I'm saying this. Anyway, hi. When did I actually record my live? Yeah, let's just be professional here. Let me just see. Please hold. My last episode was October. Interesting. October. No. Excuse me. October the 25th. Anyway, I did attempt to do a podcast between now and now. In the last couple of weeks. We'll get into it. Let's just get into the topic of discussion today. First of all, I need to catch up. I need to do some motherfucking admin. Let's go. Yep. Yes, this is the Tequila Hour. My name is Amanda. It is Sunday. I am recording. It's been a while. I've had a couple of drinks. This could be messy or this could be fucking awesome. Who knows? But anyway, let's get into it. This podcast is titled, What Are You Waiting For? You'd be like, what are you waiting for? What are you talking about, Amanda? You know what? I want to talk about my recent trip to Japan. If you have been playing along, if you know, you know, I have just been in Japan in the last 2 weeks. I want to talk about that today. And I really want to talk about not the premise, but the whole, not even ideal, but the notion, the idea, I don't know. However you want to frame it in your little mind, in your big mind, what are you waiting for? So, admin. I don't have really any, well, we will talk about Japan. We will talk about the trip that I just had. We will talk about my attempt to do a podcast overseas. Yeah, there's all of that. Yet, yeah, there's nothing more. There's no work. Obviously, I have been off work. It is Sunday. I'm about to return to work. So there's that. We won't talk about that today because who gives a fuck. But I will talk about my trip to Japan. I will talk about the future, some of the future goals and dreams and aspirations I have. And yeah, I'm just going to get into it. So I don't have any. Yeah, I've been in Japan. The admin is that I've been there, and yeah, I've come back, and I've been in Japan for 2 weeks, and I think the previous podcast that I did record a podcast. Let me just catch up for myself. Awkward. I did record a podcast that I didn't release primarily because of the subject matter. And sorry, I had to burp. Anyway, yes, I did record a podcast called Rain. a couple of weeks ago. I didn't release it. I may release it in the future. Let's just say it is, what do we say? It's me at my vulnerable self. And I think it would be important to release it in the future. I am mindful, though, and conscious of the subject matter. So I don't think it is something that I want to release right now. But I will release it in the future. I am, and I have always been someone who has said that authenticity and just being yourself is quite important to me. So is it warranted right now? I think there still needs to be some self-reflection around the topics that I discuss in that podcast, but shall we say that I will release it, just not today. And yeah, that is a segue into the podcast that I do want to talk about today, where I did attempt a podcast in Japan. For those who do play along, you know that I was going to Japan. So I'll stop there. First of all, let's just, like I said, let's do some motherfucking admin. Yes, I have recorded a podcast before. Yes, my name is Amanda. This is Tequila Hour. Apparently I know what I'm doing, but I don't think I do. No, I do. First of all, what am I drinking today? Today being Sunday. Doesn't matter which day it is anyway. I am drinking a mixture. I am drinking, just so you know, I'm drinking an energy drink because I need that. I'm drinking a Musashi Energy beta-alanine, amino acids, B vitamins, zero sugar, green apple flavored, 500 milliliters supplement food drink. I'm also drinking tequila. It is a tequila hour, bitch, so get on board. I did, prior to drinking tequila, yes, and for those who like to know, I will add in the description of this podcast the tequila and all the wonderful drinks that I am drinking today. Yes, I've had a few. I will add them to the description of this podcast. But I'm also drinking tequila. I know. What the what the fuck? There has been many a times. Yeah, I know. Not road. Fuck you. Yeah, there has been many a times that I have. Yeah, this is the tequila hour, and I've drunk gin, or I've had vodka, or I've had something else. But anyway, today I'm actually drinking. I did start with sake, a yuzu sake, which is basically, for those who don't know, lemon is, lemon flavored sake. It's really good. It's a bottle that I haven't had before. Yep, it did its job. And then I'm moving on to tequila. Again, like I said, if you'd like to play along, if you, I don't know, enjoy listening to me whilst drunk or while, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it might be better, shall we say. If you are sober, that's okay too. Just have a cup of tea and a coffee and a biscuit. I don't know. But yeah, this is what's happening here today in Australia on the 23rd of November. It is, let me look at my, I was going to say calendar, computer. It is 5:39 in Australia, in New South Wales, in the second location. It is daylight saving. So for those who don't know what that means, the hours turned forward, backward. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know. But what happens is the afternoon is extended. So the daylight is extended for a period of time. That started a couple of weeks ago. So right now, as I sit here in my studio, air brackets, as I use my fingers to do air brackets, it's beautiful. It's, let me see, I'll tell you right now, in Australia, it's really warm today, which I actually don't mind because we're moving into summer. It is, let me look at the Bureau of Bullshit, which is the Bureau of Meteorology, if you didn't know, which you wouldn't know. It is apparently right now in the secret location 25.1 degrees Celsius, that is. Max max temperature of 30. It's warm. I'm not going to bullshit you. I love it. It's a great day. I'm looking right now out my window. The sun is still kind of high. I'm looking at the trees. If you know, you know. It's a glorious Sunday afternoon. So super pumped to talk to you today. So if you haven't already, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. Well, if you don't, that's cool. If you want to live on the edge and get super drunk, I'm encouraging that. I don't have an issue. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to give you any fucking shit for getting plastered while you listen to the Tequila Hour podcast, because you know what? I could sound really awesome, even kind of sexy if you get drunk. But anyway, do what you will. I don't care. But anyway, today, I really do. It's not even me proposing the question. It is me saying to you, what are you waiting for? Let me have a quick sip of my drink. It's tequila. I'm very proud of myself. It's tequila today. What are you waiting for? What do you mean? Like, you'd be like, Amanda, what the fuck do you mean? Not that one. Now I'm just pressing shit. Yeah, crickets. What do you mean? What are you waiting for? That is the title of this podcast today. Honestly, I say that because so many people that I see and interact with are very surprised. Like, they are surprised. I don't know how. Like, I'll say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they're like, what? Like, bitch, what? You know what? If you have something you want to do, first of all, obviously, it's probably a good idea. It could be a better idea to do it when you're sober, is thinking to yourself, or, I'm thinking of Mel Robbins all of a sudden, if you know, you know, what do you want? What do you want? Now, that is a very broad question. I am aware of its broadness. I would say to you, though, that perhaps if you feel misaligned, if you feel like you're missing out, if you feel like you need something or you want to aim for something, then I would highly recommend that you take some time out of your fucking busy life to shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm getting harsh. I'm getting bossy here. Just take the time to sit down and really write down, because I think, and it is true, even though it's contrite and it's really annoying to me, but it's not annoying really. Take the time to sit down and write down what you want to do. May it be just, what do you want? May it be what you want in the next month. May it be what you want in the next 3 months. May it be what you want in the next 6 months. May it be what you want in your entire existence. This is a question that seems logical and seems quite easy in its premise. May I say to you, it's not. And I acknowledge this. It's where, again, it's Mel Robbins who proposed the question where you take the time to really explore it and examine what you actually want in your life. And I don't think that a lot of us really slow down enough or sit in without interactions, without noise, without the noise in air brackets, to really think about what we want. So I would, first of all, encourage anyone who listens to this podcast today to just take some time out of just book in some time if you have to. Book in some time with yourself, sit down, grab a piece of paper, because it helps, even though it annoys me, trust me, to write it down and see it. Take some time, close your eyes, meditate, whatever you have to do, silence the noise and think about, what do you want? Now, you could just be someone who doesn't want to explore that topic and you're happy going along the minutiae that is your life. May I propose to you that you are wanting this. You yearn this. You have thought about it and you've never done it. So, shall I say, take some time to just shut out the noise. Highly recommend, like I said, even though it's annoying, grab a piece of paper and write down some of the things you actually want. Now, what I'm also proposing is just go wild. What do I mean by that? I am saying to you, anything that you've ever thought of that you wanted to do, or anything that you've wanted in your life, just write it down. Just write it down. Could it be a car? Could it be a dress? Could it be a mascara? Could it be a husband? Could it be a new car? Could it be a holiday? Could it be a new family? Oh, who knows? You know what it is. What I'm saying to you is truly take the time to shut out all the noise, sit in some peace. If you need to meditate first to kind of clear your mind, I would recommend that. Just give yourself some fucking space to think about some of the things, or think about the things that you want in your life. Now, you don't have to justify, you don't have to explain, you don't have to, you don't have to compromise. If you create a list that is just bullshit to most people, if they read it, that's okay. I don't need to know what it is. You don't really need to understand. But right now, what I'm saying to you is there's nothing more empowering, truly, than giving yourself some space to just sit in your presence, to own your shit and go, this is what I want, and write it down. Because often, and I'm very conscious of this, it is often where I don't know, you might have some ideal of what you want. You have things that are very easy to, as you write them down, are quite prominent in your forefront of your mind, and it's easy to explain and it's easy to understand. But as I would challenge you to say that as you write these things down, there's things that are going to come up for you. And I'm saying this from experience, that really where if I was to say to you without any hesitation, without having to bend or compromise or, I don't know, try and fit in or any of that kind of bullshit, if I was to say to you, just take a piece of time to write down a list of things that you think you want and just do that as a start, thank you, Mel, then that's a good place to start. And this is the thing, I think it's a really important thing to do because it's often where, and I'm acknowledging this, where it's often these things that we want to do, in my personal experience, things that you want to do or things you want to see or things you want to achieve, etc., yada, 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 that they live in your headspace. And I do acknowledge what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I was going to say reticence. I don't know if that's the right word. It really does, even though it seems a bit poo-poo and a bit, overinflated, etc., it really is of benefit to take a piece of time out of your day or take a space of time to think about these things. Being in a particular headspace and wanting things and then wondering why they're not happening. Perhaps you need to really explore, have I actually been honest about what I want? So there is some imperative importance of just taking time out, and which is I can relate to having a period of time just set out to go, what do I want? And even thinking, a lot of the shit that I want is frivolous and beyond my capabilities and beyond my intelligence. Let's just take that for what it is, which, if you are a person of intelligence, you like to kind of try to understand these things. Take that out of the equation and just spew forth what you want. Write it down and then take some time. Just write it down. That's the first step. The second step being give it some space and then look at that. Examine that for what it is. And then, choose something and go for it. So I will say to you, I'll be honest, have I written everything that I wanted in my life? No, because I don't know everything, which is quite broad when you think about it, everything that I've wanted. And I'm not just talking about material things, because that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think about these things. It could be material, it could be your health, it could be your relationships, it could be with your husband, it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything, okay? I don't want to, which I'm sure a lot of people would straight away go, well, when you think about what you want, you're thinking about the material. Yes, there is the material. Yet I would say to you that even if you were to write the material objects that you want, like I've been very clear, I want a Porsche. Very clear. If you write the material down, you will then soon realize there's a lot more that you actually want than just a Porsche. So, yeah, I'm not saying that's not something that you should not want. What I'm saying to you is that you will soon realize, if you write these things down, that you will soon understand the premise, the depth, the wanting, the needing, the desire for more than just the Porsche. Okay, you will see this. So even though I've said to you just repetitively, poo-pooing the ideal of writing this shit down, it is completely warranted, because you will go past the material, and this is through experience, and you will see greater. And when you allow yourself to see the greater, you will see the greatest. And it can seem daunting, and I'm not going to lie, it is. Yet I will say to you, when you then have it written down, you have a path that is very exciting if you allow yourself to go there. And this is the other thing. Will it happen? Will it not? All you can do is have a crack and see. How are you going to see the crack? How would you know if you don't fucking acknowledge it and have a go in the first instance? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Really. I think, was that a splashback or what? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to hit something because I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Give me a second. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if the wind, the sound of the wind is what I wanted to use. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, so look, I've done this numerous times. I'm going to use myself now as the example. Me, Amanda, as the example, where, like I said, it really is it's not even, I use the word premise, but I don't think it is sufficient in the broadness of what I'm trying to talk about today. Sorry, I just hit the microphone. I think it is something that I and most people are aware of. I would say to you that it's people like Mel Robbins, for me personally, that have highlighted the importance of taking the time to really sit down and write this shit out. Okay? If you're listening and you're into wanting to know what you want or what are you waiting for, then you might find a different person. Mel Robbins, for me, I would highly recommend. I'll link it in the description of this podcast, as in, I don't know, I'll link her YouTube and Instagram, because for me, I think it's where I have taken, and I've talked about this, I've talked about self-development, I've talked about my own, exploration, if you want to call it that, into my own self, that it is where, people like Mel Robbins, as a start, have facilitated, a doorway into some of the things to explore. Things like, what do you want, or what do you need, or what do you desire, etc., etc. So I would highly recommend finding your own Mel Robbins. I would highly recommend Mel Robbins. But, if it's someone else who you resonate with and makes you stop and shut the fuck up and really think about what you actually want to do, then, yeah, there's that. So let's move forward. We're at, I don't know, 30 minutes. I'm just going to play some extra music. Give me a second. And I'm back. Wind, then thunder. I don't know. That's all I've got. Anyway, so Japan. So for those who do listen to this podcast on a regular basis, I have talked about Japan. I've talked about my love of Japan. I've talked about many things in relation to Japan. So I have recently, I went to Japan. Sounds weird. So for 2 weeks, I went to Japan. I stayed in an Airbnb. First time in an Airbnb, by the way. There is things that I scheduled to do whilst in Japan. There's things that I just did on the fly. If I'm talking about the whole, the premise or the discussion of this podcast today, it is, what are you waiting for? I truly do implore you as a human being, as someone who does give a fuck about, the fellow man or woman or person or child, that if there is something or multiple things that you want to do, and this is a thing where I suppose this is my own consciousness, my own barriers, my own misconceptions, my own. I'm not going to lie. What are you waiting for? So many people that I talk to, what is that? Righto. Good on you, Angelica. Sorry, that was a YouTube announcement. So many people I speak to, when I say I'm doing A, B, or C, they're like, really? Really? Now, I don't know if that's from a place, look, it really is a place of, in my interpretation, that they don't understand, they don't want to understand, or they admire, and yet don't let themselves go there. And so many times I've had conversations with people about things where I can see and feel where, I talk about going to Japan, or I talk about stuff that I'm doing in my life, and they're like, oh, and you can feel that energy. For me, it's about energy, where I can sense that there is, it's not jealousy. I don't want to say that. It's really the ideal of people thinking, or I'm feeling, where I'm connecting on a level that someone is like, I wish I could do that, or I wish I could give myself permission to do that, or I want to do that but I'm too scared, or it's really, you've just brought up something that is in my psyche and I just don't know what to do with that. There's so much. It's interesting to me because I've had many conversations, not many. Okay, I'll back up the brakes. Has been many a moment in the last couple of conversations that I've had with particular people, or in the last year or 2 years, as an example, when I've said that I'm doing A, B, or C, or A as an example, and it's quite a surprise, or there's a reaction, shall we say, and the reaction is very interesting because I'm finding as a reaction that a lot of people that I'm speaking to, I can clearly see that I don't know in its entirety, but there's things that people want to do, but they just don't do it. May it be that they don't allow themselves to do it, or they don't allow their mind to go there, or they don't expand their mind to go there. Yet there is there's that very slight, it's really, if you know, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm fucking talking about. But there's that slight slice of time, and it's very short. It's a glimpse, okay? That there's so many people that I can say to you really want to do something, and they don't. It even might be where they don't even know what the fuck they want to do. And then there's a whole subset of people who kind of know what they want to do, but they don't know how to do it. And this is the thing. I'm not saying to you, I know everything. I don't. Trust and believe, I don't fucking know everything. There is times where, there's a level of intelligence and understanding. As I hit the microphone, awkward. I would say to you, though, that there is that time, and I see clearly on people's faces. I feel their energy. I know, okay? There is this thing, this spark, this life, this question, this wanting, this journey, this jumping off the edge. There's so much, okay? It's broad. To me, it's exciting. To many, it is fucking scary. It's frivolous. It's not the normal. It's not okay. I am challenging anyone who listens to this podcast today to say, what are you waiting for? What the fuck are you waiting for? Even if you choose that one thing that you think you can't do or you're too scared to do, but okay, this is the thing. Just silence the bullshit in your mind. Step away from all the noise. Sit with yourself. Like I said, even though it's very annoying, to me, it's very annoying. Even if you have to write it down, okay? Because it becomes, to me, it seems frivolous as I say this, but it's actually true. There's having a notion, there's having an idea, there's having a premise, there's having a thought, there's having a reality. It's in your mind, okay? Writing it down cements it. It seems stupid, And to me, it's saying it right now, it sounds really stupid. I feel like it's stupid. I'm saying it to you. It feels really stupid. It's not. Seeing it on a piece of paper, just one thing you want, okay? One thing that you really want. And then seeing it written down, I used to think that it was stupid. Even now, I feel like it's stupid. I'm not going to lie. I would say to you that even if you have to write it down and give yourself a fucking week or a couple of days to then go, I've written it down, I'm going to look at it next week. The power, it is power. To see it written down and then to understand it written down, it just cements it. It just brings it into your consciousness. It just does. You have taken it out of your brain and you've written it down. Now, to anyone else, it might seem preposterous. It might seem farcical. It might seem fucking stupid. It might seem ridiculous. You might think it's all of that. Could I challenge you to say that you've just taken some fucking time to not only sit in yourself, okay, and you write it down, okay? That's the first, because it's hard. You know, for some people, it mightn't be hard. For people like myself who, you know, question everything, everything, completely, you know, overachieving, completely perfectionist, completely all of that bullshit that we do, it might seem too much. I would challenge you, and I challenge myself all the fucking time, to go, okay, let's just write it down. Let's write it down. Let's leave it there. Let's just spew it out. Let's spew it out. And then let's come back to it. And it's very interesting when you give yourself the fucking space to write it down, first of all, because I know it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It was very difficult for me. It's very difficult to do that. Write it down. And then to, you know, look at it that day and look at it in a week's time, look at it in a month's time, look at it in, I would implore you to look at it not in a year's time. Don't take that long. Look at it quickly, okay? If it's something you want to do, then fucking do it, mate. And it's so interesting to me where it's challenging for me to do that, but it's so challenging for people that I talk to. And I'm like, what are you waiting for? What the fuck are you waiting for? Because I'm 52. I'm not going to say to you, I'm going to die. I could. Let's get dramatic for a second. I'm not going to say to you, you're going to die right now. I don't know. Who knows when you're going to fucking die? But that's the thing. You get to a certain point in your life and you're like, what? What? Why? Why are you waiting to do this? Why are you waiting to give yourself permission to just have a crack at this? Yes, it's going to be hard, okay? Depending on who you are as a human being, it might be really easy, but it might be fucking hard. If you need help, get some fucking help. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, as this could be just a me thing. Now I'm thinking on reflection, why do we punish ourselves so hard? Why? And this is the thing. There's so many times that I've had look, this is not. Look, this could be a me thing, and it is a me thing. I'll acknowledge that. I will also say to you that there is many fucking conversations that I've had with people about things that I want to do in my life. When I talk about, talk about going to uni, I talk learning something completely new. When I talk about travel, travel is a really interesting one for me because, like I said, I've gone to Japan. I've gone on my own. It's a very, I'm not going to open, there's a big can of worms here. But it's very interesting that how many people are, honestly, which I really don't understand. So many people are just, they want to do it and they don't. They want to do it, but they don't. And I don't understand why, when you get to, especially when you, well, actually, it doesn't matter. Let's take age out of the equation. It's very difficult to do that, shall I say. Why is it so difficult as a person to say to yourself or write it down and go, you know what, I want to do A. I want to do A. And then just be in A. It's about, for me, it's about seeking permission. It's about seeking permission for myself. It's about so many things. Why do we do that? Why? Why aren't we clear in our, yes, I'm thinking about myself here. There's that bending. There's that, what do we call it? Trying to please others, trying to, what do you call it? It's still at the tip of my mind. Look, there's a lot. From my ideal, from my perspective, there truly is a lot of why. Why not? And then why question? There is a lot of that. And it's very broad. It's very guttural. It's very deep. It's very inquisitive to understand where the fuck that's coming from. And it's very interesting to me where I've had conversations with people when I've said I'm doing, A, B, or C. And there's that, how do I describe it? Sorry. I'm distracted by these magpies flying in front of me. Very weird. You know. There really is. You have a conversation with someone, I'm going to Japan, the example. And there's on my own. They're like, on your own? And there's this, how do I describe it? It's really hard to describe. It's like, okay, in my mind, if you know, you know, as a child, there used to be, and I think they still exist, there was this like plastic visual picture thing that you used to put, used to look through. I'll try and find it so I can link it so you understand what I'm saying. It's kind of like, it was like a pictogram where you'd see through it and you click through, like you turn the dial and it will show you a picture. And it's very interesting to me where I would say something to someone and I could see I'd see them doing that. It's really, I'm not being very clear here. No, I'm really not very. I will link it, what I'm talking about, the object that I'm talking about. I, I really don't see. You know what? I think it is that in my opinion, we're so caught up in so much minutia. Okay, so caught up in so much minutia of fucking life that we don't allow our little fucking brains to be open to anything. Some people are not open to anything at all. And this is where I find it difficult because to me that's not okay, but it's okay. But that's the thing, it's okay. I find it very difficult to understand that, or I struggle with that myself. But honestly, there's some people when you have conversations about traveling alone or traveling overseas or traveling to Japan or traveling to Queensland on your own, I don't know, or doing this or doing that. And some people just, you could be talking to a chalkboard. Really, it really is. And yes, I know let's just break it down. We're all stuck in our own emanations of life, okay? We're all stuck on a path, or, in my interpretation, we're all stuck in this, whatever, the matrix, whatever it is to you. Yet, I don't see why people can't fall, because most people most people I interact with, most people do have the intellectual intelligence to stop that, block it out, and just expand their mind. It's interesting, though, that so many people don't. They don't. And I don't know if it's because, I really want to know, is it because they don't understand, or they don't see it, or they're too scared, or it's just too hard, or it's too encompassing, all of the above? I don't know. But like I said, it's very interesting to me how many times that I've had conversations with people, not in my, I don't want to say I have an inner circle because that sounds gay. It sounds contrite. I don't have an inner circle. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I do. Maybe I need to think about that. It's very interesting to me how many times I've had a conversation with people's, air brackets. They don't understand. They don't fucking understand the premise of understanding what are you waiting for, what do you want, and going for it. And I'm like, why are you denying yourself the existence of what could be? Why are you lessening yourself or I don't know, what do you call it? Diminishing yourself to fit in. Why aren't you exploring and opening your heart? There's a mind, and let's go past the mind. Let's go there. Past the mind into the heart space and going, this is what I want. And this is the thing where there's the mind. Okay, this is interesting. I've just thought about it. There is the place where there is the mind, there is the logical, there is the existence, there is the normal. Where you go, I want to do A, B, and C. Let's sweep that. Let's fucking sweep it. Let's go to the real crux. Let's go to the heart. Let's go to the fucking soul. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's where people don't go there. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's scary. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. There is times when I've gone there and there's times that I haven't. It's scary. I'm not going to lie that it's comfortable and easy and warm like a beautiful fluffy blanket. It's not. It's difficult. It's challenging. It's irreverent. It's open. It's open to interpretation. It's scary. It's frightening. Why, though, wouldn't you want to, as a human fucking being, go for it? Because it's very clear, as I get older, as the human person who listens to this podcast, just shut your eyes and think, close your mind for a second and open it. Whatever age you are, your life is fucking short. It really is. It really fucking is. It's not even about being invincible. It's about just being present day to day and then saying to yourself, I'm going to do this. And why would you want to deny yourself? Why would you want to deny your heart and your fucking soul, your very essence of a human being? It hurts me, actually, as a person. It hurts me as a person and a human being to try and understand why someone wouldn't want to do that. And I really do not, as I get passionate here, I really do not understand I do see why, because we as human beings just berate ourselves so hard. We are so mean and hurtful and discouraging and to ourselves. That's in my life, that's what I see. I don't truly understand why you wouldn't want to just fucking do it. I really don't. And it's taking me a long time in my own life to get to a place where I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? If you want to go to Japan, if you want to live in Japan, if you want to just work in Japan, if you want to just do A, B, and C, fucking do it. What the fuck are you waiting for? Truly, and I'm saying that to myself, what the fuck are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And there's so many people that I've had conversations with when I talked about going away. It's just one instance where I've talked about, going away on your own. This is one example. People are completely shocked. People do not understand. There's a glimmer of, I'd want to do that. There's just it's like a little diamond. Like you see the sparkle, okay? To me, I can see that. I see that sparkle. And then it's extenuated. Is that the word? Extenuated. They're too scared or they're too afraid or there's all the bullshit that they have to deal with that they don't want to do it. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck do you... this is the thing, okay? If that's the the place, the crux, I don't know, the quicksand that you want to live in, I can see that. I can see it. I would implore you as a person, just a person, I'm not special in any way, shape or form. I think I'm pretty awesome. But I'm not, I'm not a magical person. Maybe. I would implore you as a person to another person, what the fuck are you waiting for? Take some fucking time in your fucking hectic life that you think so hectic, but it really isn't. Truly, it's not that fucking hectic. Take some fucking time to shut out the fucking noise. Yeah, I'm swearing. Think about what you want and do it. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's going to be hard depending on what you want. Fucking do it. For me, I went to Japan in March. I looked at a diary that I wrote in, just like a book that I have, on the 18th of March. I had returned from Japan and I went on a tour with, I was going to say travel trip. It wasn't travel trip. I went on a tour, which was fantastic, by the way. It was great. It was my first taste. And I knew, like, literally when I returned, I wanted to go again to Japan on my own. I wanted to do it. Now, I will say to you that I should have been, or should I don't know. I should have been more honest with what I wanted to the people who I care about. Yes, I should have been. I wasn't yet. Do I need to... I'm like right now I'm visualizing a gymnast bending or contorting into some weird position. Do I need to do that? I made a decision. I did it. Can I say to you, not can I will say to you that the recent trip that I made to Japan, I did the things that I wanted to do. I went to Mount Fuji. I got a tattoo in Asakusa. I did this stuff I haven't done actually. I went to a sushi train. I went to, what do you call it? I can't think of the word. Anyway, there's lots of things I did. There's lots of things that I wanted to do and I did it. And the sense of fulfillment, the sense of pride, the sense of achievement, the sense of excitement, the sense of awesomeness, all encompassing, and the exploration of wanting more is clearly in my mind, in the forefront of my mind. Karaoke is the word I was looking for, by the way. I achieved the things I wanted to do. I had certain things that I wanted to do and I did them. There's other things that I did that I just did. There was times when I was just present for being present. And I can say to you wholeheartedly that upon return that I am, my heart is full of love and inspiration and excitement and achievement and peace and want. And yeah, I can fucking do it, mate. And this is a thing where I honestly don't think, this is my experience, okay? This is my experience. I don't see how, instead of you complaining and desiring and whinging and getting angry and hurtful and being mean to yourself and being mean to others in the end, why you wouldn't want to do what you want to do. Why you just don't do what you're waiting for. Why you don't give yourself the time and the space. And I don't want to say permission, but there is that in my compass about permission. You shouldn't have to give yourself permission, but it seems to be the way. Just giving yourself some fucking grace to really take some time to think about what you want and executing it. Because honestly, I'm 52. I'm very clear on knowing, look, I don't know when, how would I know when the end is nigh? I don't know. I'm 52, halfway through. I don't know. I honestly don't know how long I'm going to live or don't. Could I be as bold to say I'm going to live a long time? I honestly do not know. What I do know that is, why would I want to give my expansive space to think about the things that I want to do and execute them and do them? And then think, okay, I did that. What else can I do? Because some of the things that we do, once you have thought about it for a split second or minutes or hours, thought about the things that you really, really want to do in your life, then to actually achieve them and then acknowledge what you fucking achieved. That's the thing. There's not only creating or understanding the things you want, then there is the idea, the premise, the feeling, the thought, the everything all encompassing of understanding that you not only have, brought the ideal or the idea into your life, that you actually do it and then you've done it. And this is the thing, it might be where you fail miserably. It might be where you don't fail at all, okay? For me, there's certain things that I've wanted to achieve and I fucking did it, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so honoured that I gave myself the grace to do it and to, I don't know why I get so emotional, because I'm drunk, maybe. That I gave myself the grace to see what I wanted to do and feel what I wanted to do, and I made it happen, and it happened. And I'm so proud of myself that I did that. And right now it doesn't sound like it because I'm crying. But I say to you, that sense of achievement you will feel, and it's not for anybody else, it's for you. It is beyond everything. And that's what I'm saying. Why would you want to? Why the fuck would you want to deny yourself that? Why? Because you're scared? Because you're fucking scared? Yeah, it's scary. But why would you want to do that? Why? I'm not saying it was easy. It was hard. But why would you want to not? Why would you not want to do that? Mate, like I said, I don't know when it sounds dramatic, but I don't know the lifespan of my life. What I do know is that there's things that I want to do and I want to have a crack. Look, it would be a blessing and it would be, awesome if it was a positive experience, let's be honest. There is obviously things that won't be so positive. There's things that might fail. There might be things that just don't work out. Yet, how the fuck, okay, do you know if they will work if you don't fucking try doing it in the first instance? Now, I'm not the fucking guru here of bloody light and love and shit's easy and just, just do it. Just do it like fucking Nike and everything's going to be fine. I am very acutely aware of how challenging things are. Life is life. There's a lot of shit going on for most people. Fully aware of that. Completely, I'm not in denial. Completely, utterly, acutely aware of that. Yet, and there's a big yet here, in air brackets, in fucking bold, in Arial bold. Why not? Why the fuck not? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What the fuck are you waiting for? I'm going to say to you right now, I'm going to do a separate podcast to talk about Japan. It was great. I had a great time. Yeah, there was hard times, not even hard. There was challenging times, there's like times where I got on the wrong train and I went for a journey. And I went on a journey. There was times where I felt a little bit scared. There was times where I felt overwhelmed. There was times where I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I would say to you, counteractive, there was times that I felt fucking on my shit. I felt on my shit. I felt I conquered it all. I was living my best life. I was present. It was glorious. It was awesome. I'll say to you that for me, and I'll go back there because I need to go back there, to just be even more present. Mount Fuji was, I can't even, everything. And this is the thing. These are the things where I really do, if you want, look, I'd like to think that the people who listen to this podcast listen to this because they, resonate with me and perhaps they want to think about themselves and think about how they can apply or have a greater understanding of, my life to their life and, what they can utilise to, facilitate the things they want, what they want to do. I would like to, and I really do ask you to let it all go and just open your brain and your mind, but even more importantly, because it's clear to me it is, open your heart. Open your fucking heart and sit in it and think about what I'm saying today and even just, and I don't know, because perhaps there are people who aren't as ambitious as me, because I am. Perhaps I really do struggle to think that there would be someone who just doesn't have one thing in their life that they've thought about wanting to do or thought about what that would be like or wanted to have a crack or etc. I honestly would, in my mind and my intelligence and my psyche, struggle to think there wouldn't be people out there who would be like, there's at least one thing that they'd like to have a go at. I truly do. Why not? Why not? I don't know and understand what that would feel like to be truly on your, you're dying, you're on your deathbed and you're conscious and you have awareness and you're talking to the people you love and you're like, I wish I'd done that. Why do you want to get to that place and have that? I don't understand why you'd want to do that, why you'd want to do that to yourself when most people do have the inclination, the understanding, the drive, the comprehension, the excitement, the want to have just a crack at least one thing. I will say to you that, and I'll talk about this in the next podcast episode, just going beyond what you think you can. There's things I planned. There's things about like staying in Airbnb that I've never done before. And look, I'm not sugarcoating it here. There was moments where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Choosing an Airbnb against a hotel and thinking that was okay and, turning up there at 11:30 at night thinking, what the fuck? It worked out. It was okay. It was brilliant, actually. It was amazing. I made a choice and I lived in it. It was amazing. I don't know why we don't give ourselves the grace and the expansiveness to just have a crack. I really don't. I do understand why people are so too scared to do it. I do understand that because there is a level of that for me. But honestly, I don't understand. And this is the thing for me, there's conversations that I have with people and I see that like, how do I describe it? It's like it really is difficult to describe. It's like a glint in someone's eyes, like a sparkle, like a star that you see in people's eyes. And you have a conversation, you see it sweep through them. To me, this is how I'm interpreting it. It truly is like you see this sweep of hope, really, of inspiration, of excitement, and you see it like a light bulb, like a ding, and then you see it go out. And I really don't, I want it for me, but I want it for you. I want it for you. I really do. And there's so many people I can't make it happen. I'd like to think I could in some semblance because it would be very exhausting to do that. I can see that and I know that. I really do want it for you. I really do. Anyway, this has been an interesting podcast. What are you waiting for? Truly, what are you waiting for? Give yourself some room. Encourage you, truly, take yourself away. If you need to do it in a room, if you need to go into another state, I don't care what you need to fucking do it. If you need to go for a walk and meditate on that shit and then get into that headspace to do it, do it. Write it down. It does help. Even though it sounds wanky, I acknowledge that. It is kind of wanky. It helps because it's often in these times when you will intellectually write down a whole shit of information, right? And then on reflection and understanding, in the next day or the next hour or the next week or the next month, you go, right, okay. And if you are brave enough to give yourself some space and serenity to just let it spew out of you, it's very interesting to see what that vomit of excitement looks like. And yeah, well, why not? You could do something with it or you could do nothing with it, but at least give yourself some grace and commitment to just at least try and see what that looks like. That's what I would implore you to do today. So that's what I've done. I'm not going to say it's been what's perfect and what's not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Not really. I would say to you, it has been challenging. There has been challenges. We can talk about that. Rain is a podcast that talks about clearly about some of the challenges that I've had. Like I said, I'm not comfortable right at this moment to deliver that podcast because of my life and where my life is at the moment. I would say to you, though, I am holding on to it because I think it is imperative that we have those kind of conversations because so many of us go through moments of challenges and difficulty and hurt and pain, and yet we don't reach out to people, we don't talk about it, and then think of that we are all alone, and honestly, you're not alone at all. So I will release that podcast one day. I'll have a look at the podcast I recorded in Japan. I don't know. It is one of those things where I'll be I am transparent, where I recorded one podcast in Japan. I had the incorrect, plug in the wall to basically allow me to keep my laptop energized. That's not the wrong word. To give the power to my laptop. Therefore, my laptop's battery ran quickly and I recorded one podcast. And you know what? It was one of those things where I was like, that's it. That's fine. I'll leave it there. And perhaps that's just a moment where I need to just enjoy just being here in Japan and being my little Airbnb and just be what it is. And, you know, I'll get back to recording when I get back to recording. So I didn't give myself too much of a shit what a time or shit face or whatever, because I didn't, I really did look forward to recording every day in Japan. It didn't happen. I recorded once. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to catching up with you all in regards to the skincare that I bought in Japan. That's completely, absolutely fucking epic of all the shit that I bought. Excited to talk about that. Excited just to give you a complete, I don't know, maybe a day by day, like a generalized overview of my time in Japan. And I'm looking forward to talking about that, because I think there would probably be people who have never traveled solo on their own and, wonder what that looks like. And I'm more than happy to talk about that. And, yeah, finally, we're at right now it's 6:56 in Australia. It's the 23rd of November. Before you know it, it's Christmas. Before you know it, it's the new year. It's 2026. Time is moving very fast. There's things that I'm doing in my life that I'm about to start a uni course. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm excited and at the same time petrified. Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things to ruminate on it, and a lot of things to share. And yeah, I'm truly honoured to be and to have the ability to do this as a podcast. And yeah, so Segue, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can anytime via my email address, which is info@thetequilahour.com.au. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow my, adventures. May that be via my Instagram pages, which is The Tequila Hour. And I also have my personal pages, which is the_1_Amanda. My podcast actually is automatically swept to YouTube. I need to sort that out because right now it's just audio. I don't know if that looks like having some, AI just template to facilitate greater views, or moving forward where I actually do audio and visual. For me, podcasting is all about the audio and just being comfortable in that. Yes, you can see me on Instagram if you want to see what I look like. I think it's just a nice place to sit in for me personally, which could change and probably will eventually, just to be audio. I like that. That's what podcasting was. I don't know when it just turned where we had to make it audio and visual because we needed the extra views. It's a bonus for me if people listen. It's a bonus for me if people have, they follow me. I really do appreciate those who do download, who do subscribe on Spotify, who subscribe on Apple Podcasts primarily. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I will keep going. It's not about money. It's not about the likes. It truly is just me speaking my truth and using my voice. And it's a journal. It's open. I'm having a good time right now. And yeah, if you enjoy it, thank you. So, you know what? It's now 7:00 here in Australia, in New South Wales, in the secret location. Have a great weekend. And I will catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye.
shades on, you could be my cheat code. Put in work, tell the DJ turn it below. Dark shades on, you could be my cheat code. Put in work, tell the DJ turn it below. 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 You could be my cheat code. Shades on, you could be my cheat code. Put in work, tell the DJ turn it below. Black shades on, you could be my cheat code. Put in work, tell the DJ turn it below. Tell the DJ turn it below. Tell the DJ turn it my tree card. Put in work, tell the DJ turn the beat up.
Check the Sonics. Gotta thug it out. Check the Sonics. Gotta thug it out. Gotta thug it out. Check the Sonics. Gotta thug it out.
Put